Yo, what's up? What's up? So RLCS is this weekend, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty pumped. Jiggy jiggy dance. So I thought I'd make an RLCS LAN prediction video, because there's not enough of those going around, am I right? But this season is going to be very close. Very, very close. And that's because each season of RLCS, NA has gotten better and better and better. We'll ignore the first season. I'll call that a fluke, if you will. Nah, but like in general, across the board, EU has always been better than NA. But each season it's gone closer and closer and closer until I think at this point, honestly, it's neck and neck. I think this is the first season where NA and EU are like level with each other across the board. So this is going to be an interesting season. So this is going to be an interesting finals. Looking forward to it. And not only is NA and EU now equal, OCE is getting better and better. They're not on the level of EU yet or NA. I wouldn't even say it's that close. Chiefs is the only like team that can actually do any damage, and well, we'll see in these predictions. We'll see what I think, but they're getting better at least. OCE is definitely getting better. So yeah, all right. So let's get into it. So the first match we have is Evil Geniuses versus Chiefs. Now, this is an interesting one, but I'm fairly certain that Chiefs are going to get this one. So I'm just going to put Chiefs ahead. Hooray! Yeah, I think Chiefs has got this. I think it might be. I still think it'll be fairly close. Maybe like it could probably be a 3-2 to be fair. Chiefs are getting better and better. They're like showing OC how it's done, and Evil Geniuses are a bit. I mean, they're decent. They're decent, like obviously because they're going to LAN, but this is just more. This result is more credit to Chiefs than anything else, to be honest. They're just. I saw them like last season when I was watching them live. I could just see like they were getting better, and the way they were playing was so much more intelligent than other OC teams, or even the lower end of like RLCS, EU, or NA. And I was like, I can tell they're going to get really good. Now, obviously, we don't know how good they're going to be yet, because they've played an EU or an A team since the last season. But just from their improvement rate, I reckon this is the season where they should hopefully win 2 matches. Because every season, right, they win a match, and it's like they beat NA, it's tradition. They always have to beat an NA team. So that's why Chiefs is getting ahead. But every time an OC beat an NA team, everyone's like, oh my god, they're insane, like, OC are doing it. And then they just lose, but everyone's still really, like, happy with how they do. But this season, I think they're going to win at least 2 matches of this season, so. Complexity versus Tainted Minds, well, that's just obvious. Sorry, Tainted Minds. I'm sorry. I don't really need to explain that very much. It's Complexity are pretty nuts, and Tainted Minds haven't really got too much going for them, I'm afraid. Okay, Dignitas versus Chiefs. Dignitas, quite. I wouldn't say. It'll be a 3-1. I reckon Chiefs will get a game out of that. I reckon Chiefs will be running the hype. They'll be doing well. They'll get a game. So I reckon 3-1 there to Dignitas. Yeah, not too surprising though. NRG versus Envy. Now this is interesting because Envy are like. They're like that. Ignite's always like that. Ignite's just always like on fire. And then he might have a little dip or something, but like he'll just do that. It's all on Remco and Devo to actually do well here. Now, like when they play well, it's like, and they're up there with Ignite doing massive damage. So if they're practicing enough, if Devo and Remco are practicing enough, then I reckon Envy can do pretty well in this entire tournament. But just from how well NRG did in league play. And they're just nuts. And how there hasn't been really enough results for Envy consistently, shall I say, to warrant me putting them ahead here. Because the energy of like, no offense to Jacob, but since they brought in Justin, it's like finally they've got a core 3, and they're just like insane. So NRG ahead there. GT versus Complexity. Gotta go with G2 here, I'm afraid. Gotta go with G2 here. Look at this. A semi-final EU, NA. we'll see what I think about this one. Yeah, Complexity again. Oh, Complexity are so... I really wish they would, like, do better. I don't know. Like, they're really good. Obviously, last season, obviously they got to the finals and they were nuts. And it was like, yes, these are the two best teams in the world. You can tell just from, like, watching them play. But Complexity lately have just... I don't know what it is. They just haven't really been looking very dangerous. They were looking really good in league play. But, like, they would... Even in league play, they still, like, looked just a little bit... Like, relatively, compared to all the other teams in Europe, they just looked a little bit like they've dipped a little bit. So I think overall Complexity won't do as well. They won't. I don't think they'll get to a finals. Spoiler alert for my predictions. I don't think they'll get to the finals, but they'll still do some damage. But they're just not looking like a top 2 team in this tournament at the moment. And G2 are just going like ham. Like G2 have like really picked up the pace lately. They seem to be doing pretty consistently well across the board, which is nice. So, and they have good LAN results, to be fair. Every time they're at a LAN, they always do really well. Well, yeah, actually, like overall, like they do well more than they do bad. Yeah, I think G2 have them. Vitality versus Cloud9. Vitality are interesting. Again, it's like Vitality and Complexity are both like they can be so good, but they seem to like dip a little bit here and there. They have like it sounds like I'm just saying every team is like bad, but remember I'm like criticizing them compared to like the top like 1 or 2 teams in the world. So like bear in mind when I say that Vitality dip. When they're dipped, they can still destroy a lot of teams. It's just like when you compare it to the top RLCS teams, it gets a little bit shaky. I think LAN performance. This is hard because Cloud9 are pretty. Cloud9 seem to take a while to like accelerate, if that makes sense. Like they start off slow, and then as the tournament goes on, they get better and better. So I think early on, Vitality will get this, but Cloud9, they're gonna make a pretty good lower bracket run here. Although, if you look down here, you've got like a really early Complexity Cloud9 match probably coming up. So okay, we'll see. Okay, let's get the semis done then. Let's do this first. Okay, so Dignitas versus NRG. Like what? I don't know this one. This one's impossible to predict. I think what's gonna happen. Okay, NRG, right? They have Justin. He's a LAN beginner. So I think to start with, Dignitas will beat them. Right? Maybe NRG a little bit shaky, and Dignitas are like, yeah, we can do this. We keep going. We got this. But I mean, that could go either way, really. Either way. G2 versus Vitality. G2. I think G2. I'm really repping NA this LAN. I'm really like liking the look of North America. I'm thinking they're going to do really well. Vitality, I think these both are going to be like 3-2 matches. Like either all these 2 games could go either way. But like Vitality, I don't know. It's just like G2 are really picking up the pace. They've just been so good lately. Vitality have just not been. They've been good, really good, but not like quite as good. I'm literally just like it's just yeah. Either way, fun. Right, Cloud9, Evil Geniuses. Cloud9, sorry, Evil Geniuses, you're going out next. Just not more to say on that. Cloud9. This is where Cloud9's like, yeah, you know what? Let's hit the ground running. So they come back here and make a crazy little run. Envy and Tainted Minds. Yeah, that's Envy. Now Complexity versus Cloud9. Oh my god. Okay. They played each other last season, didn't they? And Complexity won. Did they? Yeah. Complexity played Cloud9 last season, they won. So I'm gonna go Complexity. Just because the last time they faced each other around, Complexity won. I think it'll be a lot closer now, though. So I think Complexity will do. Oh man, Cloud9 go out so early. That's ridiculous. This is the problem with this. This is the problem with this bracket. So you have like 10 amazing teams, and when you come last, it's like it looks really bad, but at the same time, you could be like 10th place in the world or something, which is like pretty good going. Chiefs versus Envy. I kid you not, this is actually really hard. I think Chiefs have got it this season. Envy, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think if they're boot camping and practicing a lot. But even then, like a boot camp, you need a boot camp for like 2 weeks if you want to actually see like a bit of a warm up difference. Do you know what I mean? Like, not like a warm up, but you know, to get back in the swing of things for them anyway. Because Remco and Diva, you know, have less play time. I honestly think Chiefs. This is the season. Chiefs get 2 wins, and this is a far better result coming here. Coming into the top 6 is a far better result than last season, and that will be like OC are here, or at least Chiefs are here. But now things get interesting because it's energy and complexity, and as much as I love complexity, as much as I love those boys, energy are too strong. They're too strong. Energy, this is where energy start picking up the pace even more. They're getting better and better. They're hitting the ground running. They're just nuts. They're nuts. And complexity, just I don't think they can deal with it, to be fair. Complexity just aren't quite at their peak like they were last season. So I think energy have this. Vitality, they knock out the Chiefs. Sorry, Chiefs, you're not getting any further than this. Vitality have you in the bag. It's how it is. It's how it is, I'm afraid. And now we have our top 4. Dignitas, G2, Energy, and Vitality. 2 EU, 2 NA. This is actually the first time this will happen. I'm pretty sure. Because I think every single season it's been 3 EUs and 1 NA. But I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be 2 EUs and 2 NAs in the semis. Because NA have finally caught up to EU and they are now on par. But the question is, who is going to be our 2 finalists? Well, I'll tell you. Here, Team Dignitas versus G2. Team Dignitas wins. Team Dignitas is nutty. And they will... Oh, there's going to be like... I bet there's going to be so many 3-2 matches throughout this entire RLCS. But like, Dignitas are so good. They're so damn good. A lot of people think they're the best team in the world. I probably agree. Maybe. But I think there's one team that might be able to beat them. Because right here, NRG will beat Vitality. They will beat Vitality. Vitality... I mean, to be honest, if they got this far... If they made top 4, that would be a little bit surprising. Not surprising, but it would be like... That's my least confident answer. Vitality in the top 4. Out of those 4 teams. Like, Vitality being in there. I could definitely see them not being in there. Again, they're great, but it's just the other teams are just like... NRG has made the biggest leap upwards. And they were really good already, but they've just like... shut upwards, thanks to Justin. Not so much like Justin being... I mean, Justin is great, but I feel like it's more Justin slots in nicely now. And the 3 of them are way more cohesive. And because Jacob was a bit like of a wild character. Like, he could pull off some insane shots, but it was a bit... He didn't play very standard Rocket League. It was a bit like unorthodox. He was all over the place and like trying to do these crazy things. And like, when it worked, it worked. But a lot of the time it can kind of like mess Garrett and Fireburner up, so. But with Justin in, he plays a lot more like as you should play for them anyway. So they've definitely gotten a lot better. But here, G2 and NRG, this is going to be like, I bet you this will be the most viewed match. Just like that is going to be a great match, and I think NRG are going to go ahead here because NRG, as I just said, like 20 seconds, you could just rewind with it. But yeah, Energy are just gonna... I think they've got this. I can't actually predict a winner for some stupid reason, but I'll tell you who I think is gonna win. I think... See, the problem with this is Energy are coming from a lower bracket. Now, I predicted Team Dignitas to beat Energy earlier on, but that was because I thought Energy may have... Oh, I can't... This is hard. This is hard because... In Rocket League, right, everyone plays for like 8 hours a day. Like, the entire tournament goes on for 8 hours or something, and everyone's just exhausted by the final. So I think, like, I don't know how Flipside did it. Somehow, when they did their lower bracket run in Season 2, and they won it by winning twice. But I think the main reason they did that is because Flipside was clearly the better team. They were clearly the best team in the world at the time. They just completely beamed it when they lost to Mocket earlier on. I don't think NRG will beam this match here. I don't think they'll, like, play badly. And then lose and be like, oh, like, you know, like, it's not like here clearly NRG are better than Dignitas. It's like they're bang on even. So that's why Flipside won Season 2, because they were clearly the better team and they realized, okay, let's, you know, pull ourselves together and actually play properly. So when they played properly, they were like, yes, they're clearly better than Mocket. Like, it wasn't that close. So they just came and won 2 series. It was no problem for them. But like when it was complexity and, well, Dignitas last season, Complexity had to make a really crazy low bracket run, and they were bang on even teams. So it was basically whoever was in the winners bracket was going to win. That's essentially how it was. And it's the same situation here. NRG and Dignitas are bang on even, I reckon. And it won't be so much who's better. It will be more Dignitas are coming from the winners. Therefore, they will win, because NRG would have to win too. And after like an 8-hour day, they're just not going to be like able to do it, because they're just too even. So basically, what I'm saying is, Dignitas and NRG will be the 2 finalists. But whoever comes from the winners bracket is going to win the entire tournament. So if NRG win here, they're going to win in the finals. And if Dignitas win here, they're going to win in the finals. So really, that's the match that determines the winner, really. So I guess according to this bracket, I'm going to go with Dignitas to win, which I can't predict. But there you go. Dignitas, I reckon, is going to win. But they will be my top 2. So yes, those are my predictions. I think that's pretty good going. My predictions in the past have always been actually a bit crap, to be honest. But you know what? It's just a bit of fun. Let me know what you think of my predictions, if they're a load of bogus or you quite like them. And if you're excited that we're going to have an EU and NA finals for the first time since Season 1, because that's going to happen. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been my predictions, and I will see you this weekend in London.